Okay, so we're back. Last we left off, we were looking at 3 quadruple up arrow 3. And now we're going to use this to create a number. That number is called Graham's number. Now this is basically the largest useful number in mathematics. There are much larger numbers, and we're going to get to those. But this is the largest useful one. So I figured this is a good kind of way station, a good milestone that we can compare other numbers to. So how do we begin to create Graham's number? Well, we start with this, 3 quadruple up arrow 3, and we're going to call this G1. So G1 is equal to 3 quadruple up arrow 3. Now G2 is going to equal 3 with, wait for it, G1 up arrows 3. So I'm just going to stop there for a second and let that sink in. Remember, the up arrow notation is extremely powerful. Before, when we had like 3 up arrow 3, that was a tiny little 27. 3 double up arrow 3 was 7.6 trillion already. 3 triple up arrow 3 was that crazy tower of 3s, 7.6 trillion high, etc., etc. So just adding one arrow blows this thing up like crazy. And we're going to take this colossal number and actually plug it into the up arrow slot. So you have G1 number of arrows. So to evaluate this one, we need to split this into 3 copies of G1 minus 1 arrows, and then that blows up into recursively into a bunch of other copies of this, and you have to iterate this always minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, and it's ginormous. Like, there's no way I can actually give you an intuitive sense of how big this number is already. And we're not going to stop there. G3 is equal to 3 with G2 up arrows 3. G4 is a 3 with G3 up arrows 3. And this is going to go all the way to G64. And that's going to equal a 3 with G63 up arrows 3. And this is equal to Graham's number. Okay, so wow, that is a giant number. And this is where I'm going to stop with Knuth's up arrow notation, because already you can kind of see it's getting a little ad hoc. We're naming functions, whatever, and then plugging them back in, and doing it a bunch of times. So it kind of gets a little bit cumbersome to use up arrow notation. I could go on to show you Conway chained arrow notation, which is a bit more powerful, but for this I'm going to focus on something called the fast-growing hierarchy, because this can transcend any of this. This can go way beyond any of this, and it's a really good systematic way of making large numbers. So I'm going to leave that for the next video, but this is a good one though. This is a great number.